So the Blue Jays are back in the Major League Baseball postseason for the third time in the last 4 years now. The 89-win Blue Jays this year, maybe a few years ago, wouldn't deserve to make the playoffs, but you have to use a system that's given you. You end up sixth place in the AL standings on the wild card side. Don't have to play Tampa Bay, but their old nemesis, the Minnesota Twins. And under the strange format, you have to play 3 road games back to back to back at 4:38 Eastern time in Minnesota, which I think is a couple hours behind us. There's going to be a lot of Blue Jay fans there for the 3 contest. I really don't know what's going to be happening. Toronto's been so up and down all season. Vladdy's had an inconsistent year, definitely not as good a hitter as his father at this point in his career. Bichette has been injured. Brandon Belt is injured. Kiermaier's injured. Jansen's out for the rest of the season. Kirk, can you hold the pitchers instead for those 3 games? Obviously, we have a good threesome ready to go. I really think they're going to do well. Now, see, you got to understand with the American League playoffs, I've been covering them for 40 years. You never know what's going to happen. There could be a player gets hot, a player could get cold. Remember what happened with Dave Winfield in 81, even in the National League. Now, a lot of people say they're playing for nothing, that Houston is the marquee team in the American League despite only 5th overall. Now, I think what's going to happen with Minnesota and Toronto, it's going to go 3 games. Toronto's going to be able to squeak out at least one, the opening game or the second game. But you need a consistent effort from the bottom 9. Now, David Schneider, coming off the bench, could play a factor. He had 2 doubles on the weekend. Thank God we're not playing Tampa Bay. I'm getting sick and tired of playing Tampa Bay or potentially playing Tampa Bay in the playoffs. Now, let's put this in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. The Blue Jays, what they call the Donaldson-Bautista years, he made back-to-back AL East finals in 15 and 16. Been back in the playoffs 3 times in the last 4 years, so that's 5 in the last 9. Now, we think there's going to be a breakthrough team, either in the National League, American League, could run the table. You always have a team that's available to do that. Can Toronto be that team? Well, it all depends. Like I said, if you listen to the Toronto announcers, they're very critical of Toronto in the last few weeks because Schneider, the manager, has been making the best decisions with his lineup changes and what's going on with Chapman as well, hitting less than 220 since the start of the season. He's going to be gone, in the free agent route next year. So who do you play, who you don't play? I don't think they're going to cull the herd like they did last year, losing 2 straight games in Seattle, that debacle at home, where they had by 7 or 8 runs and technically lost, where they got rid of Gurriel, Teoscar. Well, in a way, Teoscar cost Seattle a playoff spot because he struck out too many times down the stretch. But it was so weird seeing Tapia being the catalyst of that last game you lost against Tampa Bay on the weekend. So they'll need a couple of 3-run home runs. They're going to need at least 2 of our key starters to go 5 innings or more. And we do have the arms in the bullpen, but Jordan Romano could be the factor. Jordan Romano is a combination right now of Jeff Reardon of Mitch Williams. Jeff Reardon, when he was on, nobody could stop him. But when Mitch Williams was off, I think the last bad inning he had, he gave up 4 or 5 hits in Tampa Bay. We lost the second game of the series. Romano's not been the same since probably, July or August. Jordan Hicks might be able to, take up the mantle. But just like Goose Gossage was with San Diego in 84, just like the Yankees bullpen with 81, Jimmy Garcia is not going to do it, so we need someone to come through with the bullpen. So it's a 50-50. If you're playing the pro line, I would take Minnesota first game, take Toronto second game. But a best of 3, and I don't like that format. You make the playoffs, you don't get a home game. Like even the old NHL best of 3, you got at least 1 home game. If I'm not mistaken, because Atlanta and Toronto, the one I was looking at the other day to prepare these podcasts, I think Atlanta got the first game at home and Toronto got the second game at home. So anyway, Game 3 will decide it. Let me what you know. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. And don't forget, being a Blue Jay fan is like getting along with your ex-wife. You have to find a way for the sake of the children. Thanks for listening. Bye.